one, you love and compassion. See the person and not the problem. We are required to look at people through God's eyes and not just hear their complaints and not just hear what it is that they are highlighting. We are required to love our neighbors as we love ourselves and being kind to one another. So how do you show that? You train your team or yourself to truly listen and empathize when showing genuine care for their customers' concerns, listening and showing empathy, and responding kindly, even when the customer is angry or frustrated. The last sermon series, the one that we've just concluded, I think really wrapped up customer service very well, because it was just about relationships and how to maintain relationships and seeing beyond face value and going behind to try and understand this person. And this is what we are talking about today. Then the next thing is servant leadership, leading by serving. And what better example do we have than Christ himself, who went down and even washed the disciples' feet, knowing very well that Judas is going to betray him, but that did not stop him from serving in humility and showing an example in what and everything that he does. So put the needs of your customer first and don't act superior. Humble yourself and let them be heard. So the other one, next slide, honesty and integrity. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Better is a poor man who walks in integrity than a rich man who is crooked in his ways. So basically, we're just saying, be truthful, be honest and truthful. Do not speak from imagination or what you're thinking. Let's have your facts ready and be truthful, so that what you say is exactly what you mean, knowing very well at the back of your head, should you be required to show evidence or to deliver it, you will be able to do so. Then have excellence in your work. Your work is your worship. Your work, God gives us the ability to create wealth, and you do so through your work. So can you emulate God's blessings upon your life through your work? Whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord and not for men. Remember, the biggest reward is not the accolades that you get here. It's not the good job and the promotion. The biggest accolade you will get is when God is happy with what you're doing. When he's pleased with the work that you're doing, that is the most important thing. So have excellence in work. Whether or not your boss is there, ameenda leave, ama yuko, whether there is CCTV, it doesn't matter. You do your best. Then the other principle, justice and fairness. Be fair and impartial. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. Tumetoka kusoma the book of Proverbs. I think it covers this a lot about being just and fair in everything that you do. Let's have equality in the way you treat your customers, the way you treat your clients. The one who has come walking in slippers should get the same kind of care as the one who has come driving in a Mercedes. It shouldn't be different. All of them are equal in the eyes of the Lord, and so you should treat them as such. Then have patience and self-control. This is easier said than done. There are customers who are going to come screaming, shouting, calling you all number of colorful words, but you need to practice self-control. Remember, self-control is one of the fruits of the Holy Spirit. So if you proclaim to have the Holy Spirit in you, we expect to see this. It says we will know them by their fruits. And one of the fruits is this, self-control and patience. Just a background of what I do. I'm a client relations officer at Aga Khan Hospital. And every day, this is what I do. Receive complaints, talk to very disgruntled clients, people who are very colorful in their language, who decide, I've paid you guys so much, I expect world-class service. And it is not always very easy to keep your cool. But with time, you get to realize, they're not complaining about me, they're complaining about the institution. The institution is not me. And you separate the two. That way, you're able to maintain your composure, knowing that I know I'm doing my job and I'm doing it right. It's an aspect of the institution that has made them angry. So let's deal with this aspect. You focus now on the problem, not the person, not how I feel because they've talked to me. we focus on the problem. So, next, how do we deal with complaints? How do we deal with complaints? And we're going to go through a nice case study that we all read when we were going through the Bible. A case study of Moses and his Israelites. If there's someone who needed a customer care relation, somebody was Moses. Every day, complaints from morning to evening. Every day, malalamishi, continuously. So what are some of the things that these Israelites said? Was it because there were no graves in Egypt? Can you imagine someone telling you that? Was it because there were no graves in Egypt that you brought us to the desert to die? What have you done to us by bringing us out of Egypt? Remember, these people were slaves. These people were being beaten, harsh labor. No, it was difficult. But they'd rather go back than listen to Moses. Moses, who is one of them, not an outsider, not someone who does not understand. They said, what are we to drink? Me, I'm thinking this is a guy, probably. And then, if only we had died by the Lord's hand in Egypt. There we sat around pots of meat and ate all the food we wanted, but you have brought us out to this desert to starve this entire assembly to death. A lover of meat. You would understand. Next. Give us water to drink. But the people were thirsty for water there, and they grumbled against Moses. They said, why did you bring us up out of Egypt to make us and our children and livestock die of thirst? Can you imagine these people, Sasa ulitutoa huko tufanye nini? Hakuna maji, tuko njaa, hakuna nyama, niku ni wapi? Remember the fish that we ate in Egypt at no cost. And they're remembering melons, leeks. Who knew onions can have such a huge effect on people? Onions, garlic. You have gone too far. The whole community is holy, every one of them, and the Lord is with them. Why then do you set yourself above the Lord's assembly? Unajiona, unajifanya, unadhani wewe ni nani? Surely, even me, I can do this. This is some of the things that these people were telling Moses. After all he had done. Remember, Moses grew up in the palace. Moses alikuwa a cool kid. He had the best. He slept in a slumberland mattress in the best room. Servants serving him. Akisikia thirsty anafanya hivi. Mtu anampatia maji. Akitaka nini? He was in the palace. But he gave up all that to do what God had called him to do. And now he's in the desert. It's dry, it's hot. He has all these people who are looking up to him. He's listening to God. God is telling him this. He goes to tell these people. They complain. He's caught in the middle and he's wondering, what now? What now? These people, banana. I mean, put in the same situation, if it were me, I think the Bible would have ended there. I would have been like, finish them. Ban them. These ones away. Anyway, so how do we engage with such people? So number one, expect complaints. We are human beings. We are all sinners. You can never satisfy everybody. So number one, just expect that there will be complaints. I will wear this green jacket and someone will tell me it's not green enough. That shade is not cute. In fact, you're in a fade. You will never be able to satisfy everybody. So always expect that there will be complaints. Prepare for them. Number two, bring complaints to God first. Instead of reacting, take it to God. Prayer brings clarity, peace, and divine direction. Prayer will also give you discernment. You'll be able to see what this person is actually complaining about. So Moses always used to go to God and ask him, what do we do? What do I do here? And at work, I found myself doing this so much. I'm called by a manager and I'm told there's a client who's really, really complaining. And as I walk now to the wards, I go telling God, okay, now give me the answers, give me the words. Because the feedback, whatever I know I'm going to tell this person is not what they want to hear. It's opposite of what they want to hear. And there's no other way. So I really pray, I tell God, give me the words, help me to understand what this person really wants. Because he could be complaining about the food, but really his issue is the bill or something. He may delay, So help me to see what this person is really complaining about and give me the right words to use. Then listen for the root cause. Again, listen to what this person is really talking about. So what sounds like a complaint about food maybe actually be rooted in fear, fatigue. These guys were living in Egypt and now they're in a place, a desert land, they're just seeing sand and they cannot see, they do not have that vision, that Moses has. They are uncertain about their future and they just can't have that same level, they don't have the same level of faith that Moses had in God. So it could just have been a matter of fatigue, they're tired. There you are with your baby and Alia, hakuna maji. I mean, as a mom, I'm trying to imagine I'd be so stressed by that time. Even me, I'd be complaining. Then share the burden. Moses, following his father-in-law's Jethro's advice, he established a system of judges and delegated authority. So sharing the burden helps it make light for you. There are some things that, you won't be able to do everything. So this person is complaining about all manner of things. Get your team together, get a couple of people together. You sort this, you sort this, you sort this other one, like that. Then at the end of it, you bring it all together, you give the person one solution. If you think you're going to be able to run here, at the end of the day, you'll also be very tired. You'll hate your job, you'll hate the client, and eventually you'll just start getting burnout. So delegate as much as possible. Then stand firm against destructive criticism. Stay calm, stand firm against people who want to go against the law or to flaunt the policies. So there are those people who think, I get that a lot, there are those people who think because I am so-and-so in the community, this is my title, I should be getting a differential kind of treatment, I should be able to, the CEO should come and see me here and give me an answer. Those kind of people, I should be able to see the CEO now. And you're telling him, the CEO is not just somebody who go enter his office. He probably is not even there. You need to make an appointment. These are the rules. Blah, blah. No, but do you know who I am? Oh, I get that one a lot. I will sue you to the end. And I'm like, okay, that you're right. No one can stop you from doing that, but these are the rules. Eventually they realize, trying to bully you won't work. So stand firm against destructive criticism. Then don't allow your anger to control you. Remain calm, and as long as you're very confident, for a fact that you're doing the right thing, then you will be okay. And finally, intercede for those who complain. So pray for them. These guys, most of the time when people come to complain, again, the last sermon series yenye imeisha, they are probably venting from something that happened that has absolutely nothing to do with you. But this is the point they have found an avenue to vent out their frustrations. So pray for them. Whatever it is that has made them angry, alitoka nyumbani, wamefight na bwana yake, bibi yake, nini amekuja kukutolea stress. Just pray for them so that when they go back, whatever is stressing them, it is resolved. And when they come back next time, things are calm. We're together. Let me invite my colleague to take on the next.
I want to talk about customer retention using biblical verses, and we are going to see examples of modern day brands. So number one, the first way of understanding and how to retain your customer is knowing your customer by name. Even Jesus, from the book of John 10:3, the master knows the sheep by name. How do you feel when you go somewhere and the person serving you, they know you, they can remember you? Of course you feel good. Kuna places utaenda and you are treated as if you are a nobody. And if you are thinking of moving away, that will be one of the first places that you can live. And it's always good as a customer service or even a business person, even when someone calls you the first time, ensure that you get their name. Ensure that you save their contacts so that the next time they call you or they text you, don't ask, who is it? I find it to be rude. Even if it's just a prospect, I always advise people save their name. And the example I've given there, I think most of us, if not all of us, 99%, it's Netflix. Netflix, once you watch something, baadaye utapata, they always suggest something, and they do not start by dear customer, no. If it's, for example, you, Rehema, hey, dear Rehema, last time you watched this, we would recommend you watch this. Or if it's a series, season 2 is out, and they always give you a snippet via the email. So I think for me, that was a good example. Then number 2, listen to their needs. I think that has been touched. Don't, and here we are going to quote from James 1:19. I always tell people, like, learn to listen, and the needs, whatever the customer is saying that they want in the future, maybe from your product or your service, most of the time it will help even your brand grow. For example, the example I've given here is Nice and Lovely. Before, Nice and Lovely used to be just one of those products, like the petroleum jelly, the normal ones, and the normal lotion. But currently, they have even products for people with sensitive skin. So I think, and they understood, understand the assignment that when people are giving you, like when they're giving you those complaints and they're telling you this is what we want, listen to them and ensure that you get something out of that. Like I've said, it will help even your brand grow. Then number 2, create consistent value. Kwa wenye hamuelewi your background, I am sorry. Hakuna place ya, like consistent value here, I'm talking about you need to show up every time, faithfully and in excellence. These brands that I've given here, the first one is Premier League, for the people who watch football. We know when the we know when the season starts and when it ends. Yes, and we know who will never, and we know who will not win. And we are not going to mention names. Then the other one is F1, for the people who don't watch football. For the F1, you also understand, like, they are consistent. And the other one, you can't forget Mavuno Church, because even Mavuno Church is a brand on itself. We know, like, right now we are on a break from DJs and our family night. And then we know, like, in January, we fast for 21 days. By the time we'll be coming back in September, 7 days of liquid fast. So let even your customers know, in case they are making an order, the process, and you are consistent. It's not like this time round you're telling people to pay deposit, then the other time you're telling them you have to pay the full amount. No. Let your language, don't change your language, and offer consistent value. If you are a baker, let me use an example of cakes because they are quite sensitive. If, for example, you are a baker and someone wants a specific flavor, if anyone gets to taste a butterscotch cake, let them know hii butterscotch imetoka kwa Sera, ama like isikue butterscotch this time round iko na caramel mob kuliko the other time. So be consistent with what you're offering. Then number 4, I think it's kind of repetition, handling the complaints with grace. The example tumeona hapo ni Java. What I can tell you is, and what I've learned is, even when people are complaining, don't be so fast to judge as if they do not understand. Of course, especially kwa mtandao, you'll find people complaining because they want to complain, not because it's a real issue. So one of the brands that I love how they respond, it's Java. And sometimes, depending with the language that your brand communicates, you can also decide, maybe the customer is wrong, but you can also decide to be kind of sarcastic, but you have to have grace. Safaricom, sana sana Palex. So there, I quoted the verse Proverbs 15:1, where you're told, don't react, respond with wisdom and love. Then the last one, it's you need to be there for long term. And here we are going to quote Galatians 6:9. So let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we reap a harvest if we do not give up. And the example nimepeana hapo, lazima ninge dictate kidogo. So it's Nike. For the people who run, you understand Nike is one of the brands. It's not the only one. They started and they keep on improving the quality of shoes that they give. For the people who run or hike, there are shoes for hikers. So I say, when a way to retain as a customer, because as a customer you can always tell a brand which is myopic. So a customer, it's easy for a customer to tell a brand which is myopic. As in, unaona tu hapa karibu. I advise people on Ambali, have long-term goals for your brand, because even when you have long-term goals, from the long-term goals, how now you divide so that you can get to those long-term goals, it's so easy to tell. Because let me ask this simple question. If I'm trying to look for nice words. If, for example, you open a shop, you're not even consistent with how even you serve people. Even if, to me, you're not consistent with how you serve people, you're not consistent with the products that you are selling, nika uko na mchezo. Yeah. There are people who, let me also use example of shoes. You'll find it's a brand, but you find them. Kuna viatu, to be honest, amango ukinunua, it's not going to last you. So why go buy it? Inadepend na taste yako. So that's why I'm saying be there for long term. And the question I will ask is, unafaa ujiulize kwa biashara yako, what are you doing today to ensure that your customer will remember you tomorrow?